when you've got the Harden factor. You put Mobley and Allen with LeBron, they're just going to get in each other's way. And then the kicker is the coach who said they were down 3-0 in the series. He said, but analytically, we're winning this thing. Do you really think LeBron James is going to sign up for that?
Weekdays from 4 to 6, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. The Ohio State Buckeyes play here. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station. Ohio State football. Training camp report.
This report is brought to you statewide by Safelite Auto Glass and Bob's Discount Furniture. This season, Ohio State brings back 4 starters on the offensive line, returning center Carson Hinsman, guard Luke Montgomery, and tackles Phillip Daniels and Austin Sareveld, who Ryan Day and his staff will be working between tackle and guard in camp.
Yeah, we're going to try a couple different combinations. We are going to look at him playing tackle, as you saw last year, also look at him playing guard. And I think, when you look at Josh Padilla, when you look at Ian Moore, when you look at Phil Daniels, finding the best 5 is what we're going to do. But part of that 5 is knowing that Austin can play both guard and tackle. So he spent a lot of time at tackle here most recently. So we thought we wanted to get him some guard reps, see how he felt in there, see how he looked. It's been a little while, but we'll see how it goes. And it's going to be really good competition. Good news is we have some different options, but we got to find the best 5.
We'll have more after this.
Bob's Discount Furniture has the furniture you've waited 250 years for. We've got power reclining sofas as low as $7.99, 5-piece dining sets as low as $3.99, Bobo-Pedic mattresses for as low as $2.99, and of course feature-packed bestsellers like my Playday sectional with pop-up sleeper sofa. So stop in or shop mybobs.com to see where America shops for furniture. Oh my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
The versatile Austin Sareveld started every game at left tackle last year and started at right guard during the Buckeyes' national title run 2 years back. If he played right guard this season, the interior would combine for 72 starts. Left guard Luke Montgomery on if Sareveld moved inside.
Austin's one of those guys that is very versatile. He can play a couple of different positions, which is only going to help us out. And if he goes inside or if he goes out to tackle or wherever he's going, I think he's only going to help us wherever he's at.
Ian Moore has been another player who has seen time at left tackle in camp, and his sub-1 Montgomery has a lot of confidence in.
We got a lot of confidence in him. He's got a lot of confidence in us. He's got all the intangibles to be the best as he wants to be. He's super exciting to watch. He's definitely one of the most athletic guys we have in the O-line. And you know what I like about Ian too is he brings a lot of energy and stuff like that. He's been doing a tremendous job, and just got to continue to go in fall camp.
The season opener for the Buckeyes is September 5th versus Ball State. We'll have another report tomorrow. This is Tyler Danberg on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly. Call Vivint now and get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for as little as $1 a day. Upgrade your home to a Vivint smart home. For your free quote, call
800-853-6497.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435.
Airfare. Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Call now, toll free, 800-558
5635. To Albert Earl here and see if he can help us, because we're missing the fourth team to take on the 89 Mac men in the nightcap. And here's the setup. 6 o'clock window, 83 Knights. Okay? Scott Bittinger and the crew. Killed you with that. You didn't know. You weren't ready. You didn't want that like that. Yeah, absolutely. And the 90 Scoot Williams. This one we got going on at 6. So there's no dilly-dally, and we said with the parking,
Well, thought about a few teams, but I think the greatest matchup for that Macumber 1989 team will be a Final Four team from the 80s. The 1984 Scott Bulldogs with Chris Polinitz, Willie Shelton, and Melvin Newbern. Let's get it on.
Black and White Sports, weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic.
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Girl, Tuesday, club going up on a Tuesday. Huh? Lot to talk. Black and White Sports now. It's the fastest $1.20. We talk to the T-Town. But if I'm being honest though, because I gotta tell the truth too, we are out here clowning. Fire Stick and ROKU. Or pronounce it right. Make it clear and say ROKU. Either way, I gotta tell you, $1.20 when we come through. What you mean by that? Well, I'm talking 4 to 6. Out here tripping. It's the Sports Talk new mix. I'm a Sav of the Savages. You know we out here street talk. Make out with the cabbages. Let's extend the screen. Make it from 1 to 3. But here at 4 to 6, bring in Josh and Ski. What up? It's a new day on the Talk Back Tuesday.
What up?
Hey, early. We in here because we had to do it right away. Okay, bonus detail from Ski. Right away. All right, 877-909-1007. Welcome, everybody. It's Black and White Sports on this Tuesday. We got to go right away. Ski is doing extras. It's overtime right now. We don't really want to pay his $10.99 like that later, so I'm gonna try to make it quick. Ski, I ain't gonna hold you up like that. Okay, he is in the building. Why do we have to have it today? Because we out the gate, bang, with the gun. Ski, Vikings, Camp Talk, NFL, Camp Talk, Vikings, NFL. You said, hey, I was the guy that said it's going to be Kyler Murray. It's going to take it over. Minnie Mouse would get it, and we got it good. But I can't wait to hear from you and help the people and give us some enlightenmentship. He's John Nowajewski, everybody.
Well, if you recall, Sav, you and I were going back and forth when this first happened because you're so high on J.J. McCarthy. He's your guy.
That's what he wanted to get out, Josh. That's what he's trying to say.
He's your guy. And
okay.
We got the receipts for that. And listen, J.J. McCarthy still may be a very productive quarterback in this league, and I'm not saying he's not going to be.
Talk your talk.
and I'm not saying that. However, back when this move was first announced, I believe I made the statement, you don't go out and pick a Kyler Murray unless this man is going to be your starter.
Right.
And do I think he should be the starter? That's a different question. Does he give you the better chance of winning? That is a debatable question as well.
Right.
Their head coach was very, very specific and wants a specific guy to run his offense, and he believes he can resurrect Kyler Murray's career. And quite frankly, this is Kyler Murray, what I believe will be his last shot in doing so, because he only signed a 1-year deal. It's not about money. He already got his guaranteed money. This is about proving that Mini-Me can go out there and get it done.
Right.
And he's not in Arizona anymore. He's in Minnesota, where the expectations are high. So don't get me wrong. If the Vikings start 1-4 or 2-3 or something wild like that, where they drop their first 2 or 3 games, you still might see J.J. McCarthy in as the Vikings quarterback. But they're going to go with the more, I believe he still is at this point, a more dynamic player than J.J. McCarthy. But I was calling this very, very early, and it's to no surprise to me because of those reasons.
No, absolutely. And dynamic, definitely. Talking to John Norjeski here, I had to get my quarterback on this, everybody, because he would be the best person to chop it up with. And a few things. I wonder, Ski, here's the question, though, because like you say, you're knowing that we're not contacting this man. We're not even looking out there and really doing anything other than the fact that, we have egg on our face with the Darnold fiasco. Correct. And we are now in here with a guy that we put those chips on for. That has us looking goofier times 10. Was it ever going to be a possibility, though, for JJ to come out of this camp? And I know we said it, competition. I know we said it would be fair and everybody would have an opportunity. But I'm thinking, as you're saying, nope, we called Kyler Murray for express purposes. And thus far, he has delivered on time, because where we are here, we needed him to be here so we could name him this. And did JJ ever really have a chance getting out of this camp, though?
No, I don't believe he did. What this, I believe, is going to do for JJ McCarthy is make him a better long-term quarterback. And if he does get an opportunity with Minnesota later in the year, which quite frankly, I still believe he might, but the Vikings have nothing to lose here, because I just don't think that their head coach believes that JJ McCarthy is the guy. And if Kyler Murray doesn't work out for you, let's not forget, in about 9 months from now, maybe less, you're going to have one of the deepest, most enriched quarterback drafts in a very, very long time. And Minnesota might pull the plug on their season very early and say, hey, we're just going to shoot for one of those top guys. That's a possibility as well if Kyler Murray can't get it done, because I just don't believe that they're sold on JJ. He's going to be a guy that can plug in case something doesn't happen. They'll try to sell that to their fan base and all that fun stuff. But make no mistake, if Kyler Murray doesn't work out, you're going to be expecting in 2027 the Vikings to draft their future quarterback, because I just don't think it's J.J. McCarthy.
Talking to John Ski. Now, Ski, let me go here with it, man. And I want to jump back to something you said, because this is where I was going. And you talk about the true, what I feel is going to be measure of the heart of the character and really just, the man himself here. And I'm feeling like this, like, actually, I appreciate what's happening right now with Coach McConnell. I like what you're doing right here. And I think that if you check me out, Ski, Josh, watch this. I feel like it's really a longer term play, because I don't know if the Vikings aren't necessarily on board with you, Ski, not even saying rather, this is a long term play, but we know, like he said, more dynamic, probably as a veteran with regard to the experience level necessary to be able to make plays with guys that we have at this minute. We don't need wasting of JJ and these boys. We got ammo to do things. Maybe we do some and present different obstacles to defenses with this right away. We change the tempo. We get everyone's attention. JJ realizes and understands perhaps what he's lost, what this experience does. The notion that, as we all talk about getting knocked down, what is the response here? See, if JJ McCarthy can be a solid guy here and still exhibit a certain level of leadership and be prepared, because we know what this league is, and we know Kyler Murray, he's still Minnie Mouse. We're not getting ready to act like, because, he can still get dusted out there. So it's not like, I just think, John, this is still going to end up JJ's team before this is all over.
Well,
so I just want, that's where I'm at. But like I said,
first of all,
right now,
no, you're absolutely right, Sav. It is JJ's team. Justin Jefferson's team. It's Justin Jefferson's team.
Yeah, right, for real.
That's whose team it really is. And that's what the big surprising aspect of this whole thing's all about. Because if you're talking about who can get Justin Jefferson, that is, the ball, is it Kyler Murray? Is he a better passer? I don't know. We can make the argument that JJ McCarthy is the pure quarterback, that they could grow that. But I just don't think Justin Jefferson is that point in his career. I'm surprised he's sticking around or not crying, I want to get out of here, or anything of that nature. But that's a whole different conversation. But no, Sav, I truly believe they're going all in on Kyler Murray and keeping their fingers crossed that he can resurrect his career, kind of like Sam Darnold did, and they're not going to let Kyler Murray get out the building. See, right. Darnold played very, very well for the Vikings, if you remember a few years ago, and their once general manager didn't believe in him, and he got fired, and now where did that end up? That guy's no longer with the team as well. So they're hoping they could get a second bite at the apple, possibly with a veteran quarterback. Kyler Murray turns it around, and then they'll sign Kyler Murray to a long-term deal, unlike they did Sam Darnold.
John Nowajeski, way to heat it up, man. That's why Josh hits it with the percolator like that.
Now the next one, Sal. Now hold on, guys. The next one we got to be remembered to circle back about, which we will, and I won't forget, is this Mr. Deshaun Watson category going on in Cleveland, because I believe that Shedeur is on his way out. That's just my next one, Sal. Okay. And that's very well documented.
That's not looking great. That's what
very well spoke about.
It's not looking great.
And
man, Shedeur, I'm looking crazy all day.
Yeah. And again, nothing against those two young men, nothing against Shedeur, nothing against JJ McCarthy. It's just like we're seeing with Baker Mayfield right now. Sometimes you need to be in a different system, a different environment to really shine. And that's where I think it's headed.
No doubt. All right, man, before you jump out of here today, man, I appreciate you coming through like this, John. Hey, guards, Tigers, getting ready to get it on tonight. We mixing. We a half game, separate. It's really more or less to get to the crown, and the division is so serious right now, man. Say something about this on the way out of here.
Listen, I hope they get it in with all this weather that we're having.
Yeah, you're right.
But it is a must game. They have to get it in at some point. And I will say that the Tigers they're 0-6, I believe. I think that's right. They're 0-6 against the guards this year. So if you're a betting man, which Sav, a few of us are, right, I would go with Tigers. But I like the guards. They're going to start figuring it out here eventually, and I think they win that division. Unlike our Cleveland, our 2-1-6 guy, who's just the ultimate pessimist. But I like the guards tonight.
No doubt, man. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming through today, man. Yes, sir. John Nowajeski, everybody, Black and White Sports. All right, fresh. All right, Josh, we're going to step aside here. Hold on here momentarily. But, yeah. What you think, though, Josh? I didn't ask you before we jump out, Josh. Anything tonight? Because this is a serious matchup. We like this.
Well, both teams need a win real bad to have any shot at the playoff race. The Guardians more so than others because they're on a bit of a tail slide. The Tigers are still trying to prove that there is life after Tarek Skubal. So we'll see what happens. If Mother Nature cooperates, it should be a good series.
Yes, it's looking kind of ugly out there, as you guys noticed today. All right, in the Glass City. So we are in the gray. We got to try to remove it and get out of it, right? It's Black and White Sports. So listen, this is what we're doing, though, before we go. Hey, Facebook, appreciate you guys rocking with us this far, okay? We're going to check out right here. You have the option, and please, we would love it if you would join us to come over to the Savvy Television app. So that's all good. If you want to do that, download it today, all right? App Store, Google Play. And if you're at home or in the big screen, what have you, smart TVs, ROKU, FIRETV, and Apple TVs, respectively. All right, so do it. Plug in today. Download it now. We're going there. We are live in the app. And, of course, if you're lazy with it, and it's all good, you can go to YouTube for the time being, all right, at Savvy Television as well. But right now, Josh is going to cut this cord, and we're going to cut this broadcast from here to ad time. All right, so don't
help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it?
Live there, MP3 style, we hear. I think, too, it's some other accessibility, too, Josh. I hear rumors of outside of our guy at number one. But let me do a couple other things here while we have you with respect to Camps NFL. A missed shot, Josh, that I had from yesterday. May I shoot it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
This is deadly. Misses everything.
By not telling you guys yesterday about the extension for Quinnen Williams, Dallas Cowboy, defensive end, tackle, whatever you want to have, front line guy. All right, 3-year extension, $153.15, 63.35 guaranteed. We like this. And this is good because he's an anchoring presence on the whole situation. And I think this is a guy who has a big year, too, as part of what's getting ready to be the reformation, the reclamation, the recalibration for Cowboy Nation. Wow. Josh Test commercial. Get that. Mark that. Yep. Get that market. That's an ad. But it's real, especially as it plays out. But, yeah, Quinnen Williams getting more money. We like it. You should. We want that. Want him happy. Glad you came aboard, big fella. And we can't wait to see you cut up.
Yeah, an interception in 7 games with the Cowboys after being acquired from the Jets. Had a 1.5 sack with them. That's 2.5 for the season. And with a full camp and a full thing.
Of being this old manness, but it's okay for him to be chilling because then he can stay dominant. No, the fact is, see, if you're not having any load managing and you're always on it, in the court that is, and never really stopping and making all these games and getting all 82 off and all of this, that might be something to talk about because that would be ultra remarkable now, wouldn't it? For the same reasons you justify it. So let's swing it back over here, Myles Garrett, and you chilling though. Now, the sooner you end up jammed up somehow or another because your motor, and they're going to give you credit because you're ultra supernatural and very grizzly bear like. We get all of this stuff, but in order to perform all of that, I still want to believe that you really are needed to be out here being busy. And you're still telling, again, now I get all of this stuff is business, but there should never be a point that a guy can play so well, a girl can play so well that we start to elevate them and once again separate the team continuity with respect to the society of the team. But you out here talking about a team. And everything was always supposed to be about a team. It's not. It's about whenever we can luck up and get the most marketable person who's actually the best player on the team, that's the dream. Josh, that's another ad. That's got to be another one because that's probably like a bar right there.
Yeah, that's 2 commercials.
That is something.
That's
yeah,
that's
a
2
line.
promos and just this.
Thank you.
This
It's
quarter hour.
Yep. It's called. Yep. Thank you, Josh, for knowing this. It's not conducive to the societal ramifications of how the team should conduct itself, especially those teams that you end up seeing winning what? It all. Yeah, what usually happens when the team has won it all? They never really subscribe to this. This one is more important than all the rest of everybody else. It's kind of never like that. So you can't keep making it like that. And I think there's going to be the curse of something. You know what's going to happen? And I don't ever wish it on folks. I'm not, but let's be real with it. If you're out there chilling, you already been LAing, you know, let me say that again. Myles Garrett, you got out there and you've been LAing everywhere, and all kind of plumberies have been moving through the Southern California districts of everywhere that they got anything that's cotton ball fur. I had to let them sit with that too, Josh. I had to take a second. It might take about 10, 15 seconds for that smacks them.
Oh, yeah.
You know. But you've been doing that out there thoring, huh? You've been Thor. getting your incredible heart. Right. So you already, I'm wondering if, but it's cool. You're not, I bet you didn't train. You're not really on the Cleveland watch how you was doing it, Drago Lang style. Right? Or Clubber Drago. That'd be better. They'll get that one quicker. I went the other way to try to throw you. Ivan Lang, excuse me. It's getting this Ivan Lang. You used to do the Ivan Lang. Now you get ready to get the Betty Twang. That's what I'm thinking. And what's going to happen is you, Myles Garrett, that is, are going to be a Flem Slachter, Plachter, Glaster, Miskin, Flogan. And Aaron Donald going to have to play all season, Josh. Watch. Watch Aaron Donald have to put all the work and do all the tasks. Watch. I pity the fool. Yeah, we're going to pity Aaron Donald, watch, for getting involved in this melee of something that's getting ready to not manifest like that. What? The Rams season. Please take your dumb ass and bet on the Rams, please. And so everybody else can get paid away from that. Ain't Stafford still involved in this too? And we thinking Stafford gonna give you 17? Is that what you think?
Depends.
Exactly. Like diapers. Let's come back. It's fast. It's $1:20. It's the first hour. We moving through. Andy and them boys on the second side. All right. We talking back Tuesday. That's all I'm doing, Josh. I like to talk back, so they say.
Black and White Sports with Andre of the Savages on 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Things moving a bit better now that the rain has moved through the area. Just one incident to pass along Broadway between Jervis and Emerald. If you're seeing anything or not, let us know. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
The need for aerospace technicians is on the rise.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435. Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475. Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly.
Wake up call. You wake up out in the streets. Messing woman. Yep. She'll take your money and beats.
Back in here. Oh, it's a Talk Back Tuesday. We going on. Josh Burnham is in here. And momentarily, what I didn't say before we left, though, because it is Tuesday, so we're going to hear from Steve T here in a short moment. We like that, Bizzle. That's fresh. Steve will turn it up. It's a perfect time for Steve to pop in. You know what I was just saying, too, because I was just saying that's probably why he waited. But he already knows when, we get through. He lets us go through the mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying after 4:30. You know how you see how he do and pop up? Like, he can pop up at like 4:15. But instead, that's what he's saying. He's calling me a mumbo jumbo. That's what he's saying.
Full of surprises.
Yeah. All
Most
guests,
interesting man in the world.
Yeah, let's do it. All guest calls brought to you by. Yep. Wake up call line in motion. He is the real sports guy, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Steve Taylor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, man. I hear you, Josh. I hear you. You're getting it in, Josh. Not disappointing.
Right. He is
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, absolutely. Steve, it's a perfect place for you to pop in. There are other things, and we had Ski in earlier. We had some items, and of course, most of the items, football camp relative, and certainly NFL. But listen, I have some concerns, Steve. I don't like this. You're going to say a bunch of things to basically spin it around and kind of snuff it out, smother it, and dismiss it. Irrelevance in all of this. You can come with a laundry list of history of people who they should be treated different because you get busy and therefore you are something different than everybody else here. And that may be true with respect to talent, all this other thing, influence, and I could go on. But when it comes to the society of the team, it's always never a great thing because typically, even with your boys, I'll use the example because Wemby, we understand what the marquee is and we get all of that, but let's not make a mistake. It's not just due to Wemby that these people were in the NBA finals in literally less than a 5-year window from this man popping up. And there's something to be said about how it runs and how everybody operates. So Steve, back to my man Miles. I'm concerned that I keep hearing about a lot of resteries going on and a lot of stuff that he's not necessarily in. And, I don't know, Steve. And what I suspect is, and my inclination is what will happen, ironically, your team will be having to actually lean on the presence of Aaron Donald throughout the year because somehow Myles Garrett is going to end up sporadic, Steve. And I don't hope that for you because I want you to lose with all your people intact. But I got a funny feeling this is not going to be the bargain that the people thought they were buying for.
Wow, how soon they forget. We're talking about the same franchise from a year ago, just a year ago. We were talking if Matthew Stafford's not practicing, what's going on with the Rams? And Matthew Stafford goes on to have an MVP season. The Rams are using Matthew Stafford sparingly. What are they doing? How can they contend? How soon they forget? With that franchise and that franchise's medical team and medical history and understanding of how to utilize veteran players and when to utilize veteran players. You want me to tell you the insiders that I'm hearing from the Rams camp? Would you like to hear that?
Yes,
because I get those, okay? What I'm hearing is Myles Garrett is terrorizing at practice. The trio that the Rams brought in are every bit as good as advertised. They're saying Jalen Watson can cover every Ram receiver that they trot out onto the field. They're saying Trent McDuffie is every bit as good as advertised, and Myles Garrett is a terror. This is what I'm hearing from Rams camp.
All right. Okay, I knew he was gonna have something. Steve T in the building. All right, brother. Let me jump to this, man. While you on charge, and I love it. Viking count. Okay, we have the decision in essence here. This is where we're going, And most people not shocked, of course, with the Kyler Murray. Although they sold it as the competition, as Ski was saying, you don't necessarily make that call without, expecting it and certainly anticipating that you're going to be leaning on Minnie Mouse when it all goes down. But Steve, talk to me just about the framework, because the thing is, we obviously know backup status doesn't necessarily mean you end up on the bench where the NFL is concerned. But, for now, however, whatever, Kyler Murray, the better man, the Vikings think, and they feel like, hell, we probably can't do any worse, especially from the heights of possibilities that we had. Okay, so here's JJ, and I feel like, Steve, it's an opportunity, though, for him to actually become a much better player, perhaps the player that we're not seeing now that has him in a position where they have to call in people to give your job away to somebody, in essence. And do you think he has the fortitude to, because some guys will respond to this, and we'll see later that it ends up being JJ's team because he rebounds, gets back in there, and never lets the job go again. But I don't even want to fast forward. Hopefully Kyler Murray can have success. The Vikings can roll, what have you. But do you think this young man possesses the ability to process a scenario like this in front of everybody? We've seen it, and we've all watched you essentially lose your job this way, and by design, when the organization said we've lost faith in many respects. What do you think? What happened to? Do you think he dissolves under this, or do we see a version, whether that's here in Minnesota or even elsewhere, a resurgent J.J. McCarthy? And I like to believe the idea that this will make him a better man.
Well, let me tell you, J.J. McCarthy is not probably going to be the second string quarterback. If he's on this team, and I say if, because that's what I'm looking at, the possibility, the stronger possibility of him not being on the team. But Carson Wentz is sitting there being the next man up for the Minnesota Vikings, exactly. The thing with J.J. McCarthy was when the eyeball test tell me the little things are difficult for him. Yeah, he can give you the occasional wow play, but it's the layups, man. I need you to make layups, bro. Okay, I don't need you to throw up 3-pointers and occasionally one go in. I need you to make your layups on a regular, man. And it just seems like that's not the case. And it's okay for the Vikings to say, man, hey, it didn't work out. He's not what we thought he was. It's okay, but Minnesota seems to want to cling on to this, and if this guy can't play for Kevin O'Connell, who the hell can he play for? And that's what I see in this kid. You get the occasional wild play, but man, you got to make your layups, man. And that seems to be so hard for him.
Talking to Steve T here. He is the real sports guy here on Black and White Sports on this Talk Back Tuesday, and we have a tendency to do that quite a bit about most things, but we have a day where it's special for us around here. All right. So before we conclude this first hour, let me move to this, if I can, and talk to me about, look at this irony, Steve, and because of us getting ready for this this series and sort of the extension of a drama that has sort of organically created itself with the Guards and the Tigers here. Let me, though, I want to attach and add what's up here with Scooble. And I don't know how to really gauge this because I don't want to act like Scooble is in the type of space where I'm trying to be. It's not a critical or anything like that. But when you start talking about perhaps what you were hoping maybe would be what you would see right away from him in your first two starts, one away, one at home, and you're looking at 11 innings pitched here. All right, 8 hits, 5 earned, 4 base on, and then 12 Ks. And I don't know, and then he still has yet to get a decision here. Obviously, he didn't get that in this situation last night. And I wonder, Steve, if there is some irony in maybe what's happening with our man Scooble and what's happening with the Tigers conversely. And clearly that's a sizzle situation as I bring it back again to that series, getting ready for the Guards tonight. These teams, just a half game separating them and everybody 4 or under to the top of that division. Do you find that an ironic situation that, you know what I mean, and everything going on with the Dodgers? Even though I know they got to win, but at the same time, you know, it's got people talking. But and I get it. You ain't got to slap me with the August, but we just, you know, want to have good radio. But nonetheless, these are interesting times when you look at it, though, and how this thing is unfolding.
Look here. You remember the Dodgers this time last year when they lost 7 in a row. And we were saying, oh, my God, you know, start throwing things overboard, man. The Dodgers pitching staff is in shambles right now. Right now, they need Scuba to come and eat up some innings. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's coming and he's giving them, you know, I mean, he got hit a little bit last night, but the Dodgers bats finally starting to wake up. You know, they'll be okay. They want to just put a Band-Aid on this situation until September, until they get to October, when they get the arms race back. And then Scuba, now he's a part of the overall picture, you know, and he's not a dependent. You get Ohtani back, you know, you get Yamamoto back. You get these guys, man, that are dominant parts of closing parts of the Dodger pitcher staff, man. The Dodgers are all right, man. And I am not panicking over the Dodgers right now. They're still the best team in baseball. I know they're getting older, but they're wiser. They understand what not to do. You know, and we saw this again last year, you know. So really just, you know, hold up a little bit on the Dodgers and that trade scenario.
Absolutely. Talking to Steve T in here. All right, as they get set tonight, as we mentioned, again, Tigers hosting the Guards tonight, all right, 58-61 versus 58-60. We like the sound of this, especially around this time, right, as we get closer to fall and weather changes, right? And tonight begins that. Plus, they dealing with a makeup situation, too. I think a game that got postponed back in June. So we got all of that happening, man. So a lot of work happening with the Tigers and Guards. Let's get this money. Let's get to this break as we get set to roll out of here, first hour. Steve, real quick, though, Christmas Day schedule, NBA, we thanks, LeBron. We appreciate it that we can finally go ahead and, you know, anything, though, that you like. I don't know. I'm not necessarily, of course, I do appreciate them giving us the Laker Philly. Okay, great. Thanks. But I'm saying, you know, what else? Does anything else do anything for you with the list? Obviously, Denver, Golden State, the capper on the late, OKC, Minnesota, Heat, Celtics, and then, of course, your boys get to get the revisit with the finals, which I always hate them doing that because it doesn't have, we get it, it sounds good on paper, but it's never quite what it, you know, we did the finals thing. It's all good. You know.
Hey, man, Christmas is going to be real good, man, for me because I get the Spurs at noon and the Rams at 8. So, man, it's going to be a real, man, feisty day, man. I'll be able to sit back and watch my teams compete, you know, but you know, thank you. And that's why they probably moved the LeBron James game into the 5 o'clock window because they didn't want to go up directly against the NFL. You know,
man, that NFL slate is heavy too. Green Bay, Chicago, Buffalo, Denver on that, you know, which will all probably be very, you know, quality contests at that point. You'd like to believe, you know, as we sit here now, you look at that triple header. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, people. You got eight situations there for your Christmas Day enjoyment. How are we supposed to do that? You're going to need some screens. At the end of the day, you're going to need some screens. Really, though, you know, ladies, be advised. Any ladies around everywhere that might hear this, please lock in. I don't know what you have planned for Christmas, but trust and believe this could end up to be a very frictionized situation in most households if we're really being honest here. This has potential for cataclysmic results with respect to discussions.
It does.
Yeah, children should be advised. Mom and dad, listen, that's a meeting right there. Josh, Steve, that's one you got to sit down. That's a conference. Like, so, hey, babe, let's sit down. We're going to get that conference, and we're going to get everybody voting here. We want to get that Christmas thing together.
That's one thing about my wife. She will look at the calendar and say, oh, the Spurs is playing and the Reds. Oh, man. In the same day, she know. I don't even have to say anything.
Lucky man, Steve said, no, it's a lot of cats, though, right now. They said, damn, I'll be damn. Not that I got to announce that. Yeah, no, it's not that. For other people, Steve, I assure you. And they're going to have those discussions because they're thinking now. They're thinking about it right now like, damn, ain't no way in hell I'm able to get this done on these damn kids. He's thinking that now. There's a lot of guys like, there's no way I'll be able to watch. And they don't even care about the lineup. They just want to be able to watch some of it without people, some things happen.
You know, not to call me in the middle of a Ram game. You will not get answered. The phone will not be picked up. In fact, I'll be talking to you. You may not hear me, but why is he calling me in the middle of a Ram game? What is wrong with him?
I feel you already know. But and again, so good luck to a large contingent out there as Christmas Day seems like it's a great, a great possibility for most of us. For some people, it will only cause the utmost chaos. And hey, this is a question though I heard from my friends here at ESPN earlier. And I wonder if we should ask you all here as the second hour approaches. We got the Real Sports Guy in here. The Sandman will join here shortly in hour number 2, right? But and Josh and Steve, do you have to hate your rival in sports? Is that like necessary to actually, figuratively and in most cases literally hate your rival? You know what I mean? To have that. And I see Steve is nodding his head. Josh, what do you think about this?
Well, it's not really a rivalry if you don't have hate with a capital H. I mean, like I said, Lakers, Celtics, I mean, you respect the Lakers, but you have to hate them. Or with the Michigan, Ohio State, you have to hate one another with a passion.
Right.
So you can experience it. I mean, if you just have like a rivalry, like, I don't care one more, or just ambiguous, it's
like the NBA. Oh, you mean like a regular night in the NBA? See, he makes a perfect point. But yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering, everybody, what are we thinking? 877-909-1007. Do you have to hate your rival in sports? Is that absolutely necessary? Perhaps we will have an answer to this in the second hour, okay? It's an advisory. It's just important to, talk to you guys when we can. So on a Talk Back Tuesday, why not? You can talk back to us, all right? 877-909-1007. Do you have to hate your rival? And in the second hour, we will also, there are some plays to make tonight. Of course, we'll look at it again. Andy will come in. You already know where he's at. Guards, Tigers. We got that going on. Big series, half game separation. 4 games to the top of the division. So you got to love that. And then the W tonight, which I haven't mentioned today. My ladies, oh boy, CC, it's going down. The New York girls coming in too. And it's been a little bit, hard to make complete sense of either team. But expectations at the end, I'm sure, are high for both New York and Indiana. So they'll wobble tonight. They're on the board, and we got some work for you. So we get these picks in. There's a lot of mo, as we like to say, in the second hour. It is the fastest $1.20 in sports, and we're doing it worldwide now. So we appreciate you, okay? Come back in here for the second hour at about 5:05. 100.7 FM, that is the radio thing going on. That is here in the Glass City. It's 100.7, The Ticket, ESPN in Toledo. We'll see you at 5:05.
His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475. Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging.
Viagra, $2 a pill, $99 minimum order. Call 800-925-5313.
Hey, this is...
Davis. If your child has asthma, let's take a breath together and talk. Does your child need to use a quick relief inhaler more than twice a week to treat asthma? Has your child repeatedly awakened at night due to asthma? If you said yes to either of these questions, it's time to talk to an allergy and asthma specialist like me to help you control your child's asthma. If you feel your child's asthma is not under control, go to controlyourasthma.org.
Sponsored by the Allergy and Asthma Network.
Looking for Toledo's best spot for food, drinks, and entertainment? Come see why everyone's talking about the Polish Ostrich. Daily food specials, happy hour every day till 6, and power hours from 6 to 8. Sing your heart out with karaoke every Monday and Thursday. Catch live music most weekend nights, and open every day for breakfast and lunch with a kitchen open late so you can satisfy your late night cravings. Great food, live entertainment, and a welcoming atmosphere all under one roof. The Polish Ostrich Pub and Grub, 944 Phillips Avenue, Toledo. Eat, drink, sing, repeat.
Unlimited data, no contract, 3-year price guarantee, meaning it's not going to fluctuate in that time window. Built for streaming, gaming, and working from home. What is really going on here? I mean, I have a big name company. I already pay a lot of money for internet anyway. I can't afford any more high price bills, especially switching. What are you talking about? I'm talking about my good friends at Rocket Internet, sir, who are offering you 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 per month, or 1 gig for $19.99 per month. Because you see, sir, the biggest name isn't always the best deal. Both plans, again, include Wi-Fi equipment, unlimited data, no contract, and a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 567-3-ROCKET to check availability and sign up. Rocket Internet is a prepaid internet service. Professional installation is required and a one-time activation fee applies. Offer subject to change or may be canceled without notice. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 567-3-ROCKET for full details.
Black and White Sports.
All of us have changed. Okay. Friends don't mean nothing to me anymore, as it did in the beginning. Friends don't mean anything to me. What can we do for each other? So here's the thing. So I'm looking for business partners and associates. In 5 years, at least 2 of my friends should have came with a business idea or a business proposal. Not one friend have came with a business idea and a proposal on paper. Not one friend. Everybody been coming to get the money to go give it away. Ain't nobody came with no money and say, Nuts, Blue, Charleston, I got 5,000. Let's go in on this. I got 2,000. Not one person. They've been having their hands folded, feeling some kind of way. And I'm saying, homie, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's not that you fall out with your friends. You don't part ways with them. Real friends outgrow one another. Real friends outgrow one another, but they stay friends. It's through the seasons. That's why some people have fair weather friends.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
However you may be listening and whatever you may be into, we certainly appreciate you making us a part of your situation this day and every day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. You have missed the first hour if you are just joining us now. We apologize for that. Please do not let it happen again. All right, but we appreciate your presence at this point as we get into the more implied traffic portion of the program. Hour number 2 on Black and White Sports here, where we remove the gray. It's the fastest $120 in sports, all right? And 60 minutes are left, and just under that, if we're being honest. Also, the weather might be clearing up. It looks gray still, but I think it's drier out there. The precipitation has subsided for now. We like that. No more storming. There was lightning strikes. We heard all of that a minute ago. We were concerned about the shutdown. but we continue to talk. We are here. 877-909-1007. You can talk to us as we roll on in the second hour. Of course, you know Steve T is here. He's in the building. Yeah, center square on the visual. Josh Burnham here trying to lock it down and hold it down here from the South Glass City Cumulus campus. And now the phone line. We move it forward. Yes. Wake up call line, and we extend it to the Sandman. He's in the building, or sort of. He's in the car with it, giving you real traffic detail from the 216. Andy, good afternoon, sir. Welcome, as always.
Yep, good afternoon. We'll see how long I can stay on. We got some bad storms over this way.
Okay, well, listen, be careful, brother. You also know, Steve, you hear this. You know how your mom used to tell you, get off the phone, that lightning. So, hey, listen, Andy, we appreciate it, man. Listen, you hear the dedication, people. Look at Andy, what he just said. Hey, Sav, I'm willing to put my life on the line for it today, black and white. Let's get it. Okay, then, Andy, fine. Since you're willing to die for it with everybody, I appreciate that. The least I could do is give you a damn topic to discuss as we get in here. Why don't you pick us up right here? We had a conversation, obviously, earlier about Kyler Murray and the J.J. McCarthy thing and more. And obviously you could comment there, but more than that, I want to ask you as we get back to Brown camp, because I do think it's important to note that it's sounding, or at least the commentary keeps really making a case that we are likely still not going to have Shedeur Sanders be the future of Cleveland. And so we had a few words about it. Anything just randomly that you could offer today, but I'm just saying, I think this thing is actually a lot more serious than people could have imagined, and this Deshaun Watson thing has to be taken very serious at this point.
Yeah, well, they still, when they came out with the depth chart, they still listed both of them as the number one. But I think that's just a facade for right now. I really believe that by the end of the preseason, Shedeur Sanders will be traded if he doesn't separate himself from Deshaun Watson. I just think that they Haslam is stubborn, as we know. He traded Giannis and he traded Myles Garrett, so we know how stubborn he is. But he just really wants this Deshaun Watson thing to work out. It's not about the money. Because believe it or not, the Browns wouldn't lose any money if they benched Watson,
right?
Because of the way that they restructured his contract. It's just about his pride as an owner and the decisions he's made and seeing that come to fruition. And it's just pathetic, honestly, Sav, is really what it comes down to. To possibly give up on a kid, just because there's not the right opportunity at the right time. Let's not forget it would only be Shedeur's second year. It's not like you can't keep him around for years 3, 4, and 5 if you wanted to. So I just think that the Browns might be giving up on him a little too soon.
Steve T, what you think about it, man? It's looking like Deshaun Watson really might get the helm back, man. As absurd as it might have sounded just a year ago, here we are. And like Andy's saying, if Shedeur doesn't apparently create some form of separation, which, I don't know how you're doing that at this juncture. Where we at on this thing, Steve?
I don't think it's that extreme, but what I will say is Monken is kind of giving you the blueprint of how this is going to turn out, because Deshaun is starting to get the majority of the reps at with the ones. The thing that they're looking at, guys, and if you look at the pictures that Sav has up of the development of the helmets, man, Monken is going back and he's looking at what the quarterback is seeing.
Right.
So he's able to see that. And so you can tell him I'm seeing one thing, but the footage is telling him something else. Right. And what the footage is telling him is that Deshaun Watson has a better grasp of the offense at this point than Shedeur. Shedeur still has questions to a degree. So, man, that's what this is, man. It's about, man, Shedeur will probably end up the backup. He'll probably end up playing a lot of the preseason, but it's leaning towards Deshaun Watson being QB1 there in Cleveland.
Black and White Sports on this Talkback Tuesday, just talking about it, Browns camp, and obviously everybody riffing and raving and still curious, how is this going to play? You know what I mean? And what's this going to look like, especially if you look up now, you wake up from the dream, and it's Deshaun Watson, under center. And so, wow, and what a world we live in. All right, talking to the fellas here, man. It's always great. You got a Tuesday, man, with Andy and Steve in here. All right, let me jump to this, Andy. Let's come back, man. We were just kind of talking about it a little bit here. Well, here, let me get your comments too, Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy, because we've been strong on it. I would be unfair to you. Like I said, we've heard from Steve. Ski has been through here today, you know what I mean, on impromptu work just to get it in. And I got to hear from you on it real quick. I don't want to overdo it, but nonetheless, I know you had heavy thoughts on it all along the way.
I mean, as soon as they traded for Kyler Murray, I knew Kyler Murray was going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. That should have told you everything you needed to know about what they think about J.J. McCarthy. To go out and try to get a veteran like Murray to come in and compete with McCarthy when it essentially was McCarthy's team, that tells me that Kevin O'Connell was not happy with J.J. McCarthy. So not surprised one bit. Saw it coming, and I think Minnesota's going to surprise some people in that division with Kyler Murray as their quarterback as opposed to McCarthy, because they have a hell of a defense. They still have Justin Jefferson. If they can get some kind of rushing attack put together, I think they can surprise some teams along the way.
All right, man, let me shift it over. Let's jump back to it, man, MLB, and get to this. And the series we like right about now, especially based on all things that have happened. And obviously you've been strong with respect to, I think Detroit will finish strong. And of course, you're always in the Cleveland camp. So with that, here we go tonight, 58-61 versus 58-60. Half game separates us, less than 5 games to the top of the division here. Oh boy, excitement. Suddenly it's a Toys R Us thing, but it begins here. Who do you like tonight? Where we at? What is the thought process, Mr. Sandman?
Well, my question is, are we even going to get the game in? Because
right, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Is in Ohio. There's a good chance it's in Detroit as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets postponed. But if it doesn't, I just think that there's something going on with the Guardians, guys. I can't put my finger on it, but I think there's issues in the clubhouse, and I think it stems around some of the lineup decisions that Stephen Vogt continues to make in playing time. So until I get that feeling goes away, I got to go with Detroit.
I like it, Steve. What you think? Did I ask you, Steve? My bad if I did. I don't mean to be redundant. But who you like tonight?
Yeah, well, it's funny because both teams, man, went on selling sprees, man, at the trade deadline. So and looking at they weren't. Neither team was that far out in that division. There's always a puncher's chance, man, for you to make it interesting at the least. I mean, the way it's trending, man, I would have to go Cleveland the way that they're trending, but man, it's definitely going to be interesting.
All right, fellas, there it is. Well, let's have a quick break, man, in here. It's a Talk Back Tuesday, okay? We're at hour number 2, just about to the finish line, but not quite. So no need to be moving anywhere or switching anything. Appreciate you if you're watching us in the app live. Thank you very much. Tell somebody else to download it. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate that too. It's Savvy Television, all right? We will come back. Sandman is here. Steve T is here. We got a lot of more, as they say. And I got to ask Sandman what he thinks about this Christmas Day work too, man. Maybe he likes it. It's a great affair for him because he probably can watch it. Or maybe he's one of those guys that's in trouble and is going to miss a lot of games. Sit tight.
Stay close. Andre of the Savages is just warming up. 100.7 The Ticket.
Fin Feather Fur Friends. Bow season is fast approaching, and the Fin wants to help you gear up for the season. Check out all the in-stock Hoyt AX329 and AX333 or RX10 and RX10 Ultra bows that have pricing too low to show. Don't miss the Wicked Ridge M370 refurbished crossbow with ACU draw and scope, only $549.99. And get free lighted nocks with purchase, $44 value. Get $100 off select Buck Hut products with mail-in rebate. Visit the Fin today.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Call now, toll free, 800-558-5635.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435.
Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly. Call Vivint now and get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for as little as $1 a day. Upgrade your home to a Vivint smart home. For your free quote, call
800-853-6497. Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475.
It lives on.
You want some boiled peanuts? It's a boiled peanut.
Concerns?
No problem.
You don't need an A+ credit score. So if your car's been holding you back, raise your hand and make your move.
During our GPA sales event, drive a new Jeep for just $1 down.
But hurry! When the final bell rings, the sale is dismissed. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Rhonda.
And we're your dealers for the people.
Visit us in Dundee or Monroe.
Shop the GPA sales event at WBDundeeDeals.com.
Credit and $1 down require bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends August 31st, 2026.
Why are we in here? Can't you do all this in their app? Well, I could, but I love spilling the tea with Andre. What Grandma said.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
On 100.7 The Ticket.
All right. Fresh. It's a Talkback Tuesday. What's up, Hightower, man, and Finney on the YouTube side, man. My bad, Hightower. I'm just seeing, he was like thinking how it's going to be with the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day. Maybe that was the reference, Josh, I made when I was talking about the betting. It's just too much. Steve, I'm not even going. We got Steve T in here, everybody. You guys know, he's a Ram guy. He's our resident Ram man around here. Andy Sanzada here also on the phone. But Steve, I just don't like it. I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? I would hate it. Obviously, nothing you could do about that. And I know, you can't help where the Super Bowl is and all the rest of this. But boy, it just spells a bona fide disaster with respect to trying to ever achieve the expectations that aren't normally achieved when people make them and lay them out for people they expect to achieve them. It always has a tendency not to. I mean, I'd be upset even if they ever get on that and somehow we see this miraculous day where they're saying, we expect the Dallas Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. And like other people are saying it. See, that would be scary enough for most of you in itself, and you probably just wouldn't believe it, so you wouldn't bet it, and that's probably the time to do it. But we're not going to hear that anytime before, I don't know, about December. They won't really say that one. But by about December, they'll be saying, well, we got to call them what it is, everybody. They really are a noticeable change from the past. Got to start somewhere. But right now, Steve, it's the Rams. And I don't like that. The February thing. Oh, by the way, does anybody have a problem with the doggone date keeping on moving back? How did we get to Valentine's Day? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ski again. You know, that's his birthday, man. But, you know, imagine that, you know, being a football guy all your life and having this Super Bowl on your birthday, right? But nonetheless, how do we keep doing that? Will it end up on the 28th at some point?
If we go to an 18-game schedule, they would.
Yeah, it will.
But as the game being on a Valentine's, it's kind of like apropos because you're going to have a lot of broken hearts if you're the losing Super Bowl team.
No doubt, Josh. Absolutely.
Line it up, Josh. Line it up.
He's doing it. He's doing it today, Steve. He's gone crazy. He's going crazy. It's a signature show. Josh, please mark it. It's a signature show, buddy. Let me tell you, they are really going to become hot commodities here. You buckle up. You will see. All right. But yeah, man, I just remember the days of yesteryear when it was just, you know, January 31st. You know, I was just waiting on January 31st and we can wrap this up. Now we move. If I look up at St. Patrick's Day, we got the doggone confetti, I'm going to have a problem.
And the NFL is working toward that. Don't be surprised.
They trying something, man. All right, we in here, man. Steve is here. Andy is here. All right, fellas, let me get back to it. Like we said, a couple of mentions. Tigers and Guards getting ready to get down here. So we love it. They're in very tight quarters with regard to that Central Division. So we'll see where we're at here beginning tonight. We'll start to get some unfolding on what the future may actually look like in the immediate. Real quick question to see if the fellas agree with this, because I don't know if I was able to ask Andy or Steve. Steve, do you? Oh, no, we did. Steve told us, though. Steve agrees. Andy, do you think that you have to hate your rival in order to have the rival and for the competitive space or that game or, you know, a series? Do you have to hate the people across from you for that thing to be legitimate or authentic?
Hate's the right word. I think you have to despise them for sure. You know, in order for a rivalry to be the best it can be, it brings out the boiled temperatures and you know, things of that sort. So hate's an awfully strong word. I try not to use it myself personally. Right. Although I do, there are certain teams that word applies to, as you are well aware. But I just think, yeah, I mean, there's got to be a lot of dislike there for the rivalry to be good. You know, I don't like these rivalries where they, you know, they just go at it and then at the end of the game they're all hugs and high fives and stuff. That's not a rivalry.
Right.
You know, a rivalry is I don't want anything to do with you when this is all said and done and over with, regardless of the outcome. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
No, I'm wondering. We were wondering. Thank you, sir. No, again, I think we were all in compliance around here with that one for sure. Just because I think, you know, guys of a different sort of age bracket up there in the elevated sense. And, you know, we got a chance to see most of the sports intake that we got was basically centered around that. And much of why we kind of enjoy the things that we still, you know, celebrate. And they try to sell them. That's why it's weird, because they try to sell you that authenticity, that true competitive sort of energy that goes with all of that, and it's not that. And guys aren't really those types anymore. And it's funny watching it. Like Andy said, you watch this thing and they sell us it's supposed to be a grind out, then all of a sudden we hugging and kissing and doing the Magic Isaiah, except at the end of the game too. It was bad enough when Magic and Isaiah did that at the beginning. I never understood. I still want somebody to explain that to me.
But watch this. I'm sorry, Andy. I hate the Seahawks. I hate the 49ers, all 49 of them. I hate all 49 of them. Okay, you know, I don't cut any ties with that. You know,
no doubt. Hold on, we got a caller. Josh told me we got people. It's actually happening. We got to do something. All right, 877-909-1007. Let's see what's happening. And I wonder. I just feel like everybody probably feels like that, or maybe we're allowing people to not require there to be actual hatred or some level, like Andy said, of disdain. Caller, let's see what it is. Where are you calling from, sir? And appreciate you hitting us up on Black and White Sports. Give us your name, brother. What's going down?
This is from Toledo.
Oh, okay. What's up, big dog? How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm just checking with you. I really like the Chris Candy this morning.
If you're a true ball, you gotta respect those guys. Like if you're a true ball player, you're really absorbing the essence of what's taking place. Then you cannot hate Magic on the court. You can't hate Larry. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. All those other things that people maybe add to the ingredients of how they decide who they like. You can't do that. And that's how you know. That's why I always let people know when you talk about Larry Bird, for instance, and we don't talk about him enough and all this talk of the players that's supposed to be all this stuff. I'm sorry. You're going to have a hard time selling me many more basketball players, man. I'm sorry. You're getting a little crazy when you start getting past 4 or 5 that's better than Larry Joe. I'm cool. You can throw a bunch of stuff. I get it. You can have what you want to have. God bless you and your opinion. Because I think it was like Steve, Andy, the other day was something about a passers or something. But then when we talking about the ilk of the player and everybody, Andy, I don't know, was that what it was? Something about the passers and on that one. But I'm just talking about
top 10,
yeah.
Top 10 passers of all time.
Yeah, but yeah, so what? But and that's all. We got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. But that wasn't the point. That was one thing. And just the fact that we had that and they mentioned him there. And every time we talk about LeBron, I'm sorry, LeBron, okay, we're going to say athletically and we're going to do that. But whatever you're getting from LeBron that you keep selling me, I'm sorry. Larry Bird is not a comparable comparison for LeBron. And I don't get to the Kobe's and get in the mic and do all that. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Whatever you talking about, whoever you talking about, whatever level you talking about, whatever time they played. Then nobody calls nothing to scare me. I never wanted to face Larry Bird. I'm not trying to see it. I don't care what the game 6-4, 7-3, the first one didn't matter to me. 33, that's the issue. Yeah. And I saw it with mullet, no mullet, back, all of it. You feel me? That's where I'm sorry. And I wasn't trying to cut you in time. But like I said, you could go ahead and respond to that because I know we got you rolling. I know you're going to jump out soon. But I'm just saying, I don't like that. And when I talk about, I don't like that I don't hear Larry Bird. I have a real problem with that. I love all the other cats that we say, y'all know it's on the flow for Magic on the court. Remember, I got to make that distinction. Irvin on the court. I don't know about off the court. That's a different conversation. Kareem Abdul, Lou Alcindor, all right? Michael Jeffrey. Again, we can go down the list. All those guys. Kobe Bean, cool. But Larry Joe, man, y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop with this talking about who was playing something. But go ahead, Andy. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to stop you there. I just wanted to make sure I articulated that in the exact way I wanted to so we didn't have any misunderstandings. You still there? You there, Andy? We might have. Did we lose him, John?
Yeah, he's still on the line, but is anyone home?
Well, yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead. You jump in there, man.
Here's the problem I have is how are we, or when do we start judging the greatest based upon rings? Because if that's the case, why ain't Robert Horry in the Hall of Fame? You know, who's got more rings than Michael Jordan, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. But the point I'm making, like guys, if I'm doing by position, man, that dude is the greatest three that I've ever seen play this game. It's only a couple of guys that literally frightened me when they were on the court.
Thank you.
Larry Bird was one of those ones that frightened me. It's like, oh, Lord, we got this dude tonight. Oh, you know, Kobe was another one, but he was one. He was definitely one. And everything that you think you could do, anytime a man could tell you, okay, look, I'm going to bounce this twice, man. I'm going to go left, man, and I'm going to shoot this man off the backboard. Okay. And do it.
Man, listen, see, the whole thing was over and nobody's ever forgetting it. And I don't know where you were at when you were watching it, but I was watching it. And when that man put his finger up, we a ride, I holler at y'all on the 3-point thing. In terms of whatever,
finishing second.
You know what I'm saying? All that selling y'all do about a moxie and who was the this and a swag of this, that was that too. And as much as the white guy is supposed to be like in some essence, because we talk about the physical thing that we can't say that was an issue in Spike Lee's movie. We went to all of that. But it's a reason why Spike Lee had that Larry Bird jersey get in that movie, though. That's when I knew, Spike, you were cool with me. That was real, Spike, because you could have, based on what you were doing, you were playing the angle of the man of color anyway. So the diatribe and again, the dereliction was going to be one of detriment with respect to trying to fight a battle you felt you were, as a filmmaker, trying to take on. So we understood that. But make no mistake, Spike Lee still managed to get the Larry Bird reference. They had to make it clear. Even though he had to do it in a typical form, which we understood it and we accepted it because we knew that was true. But at the same time, stop it. All brother, if you didn't love him and you, that's not your guy, even as a black man, for those that like to keep it about things like that, but that supersedes all things. I'm speaking to a basketball mentality. I don't care what color the people are doing it. That guy is a problem. And as Steve said, a thing of you talking about terror with Myles Garrett. If there's ever been somebody made me feel like that with the basketball thing and having to watch that as a fan of the people that usually had to play against them in order to do the ultimate triumph, it was always questionable with me. Once we got to that, there was never a question to the Celtics. I don't know how it's going to go. I know I thought I wanted it to go, but I never really knew. We got him back. We got Andy back in there, Josh. Oh, there he is. Go ahead, Andy. We had lost you, man. We was trying to get the Larry Bird response. We're going to roll it out, man, but I know you had to go, man. I was trying to, like I said, to plug it in, and all of a sudden it was MIA.
Yeah, no, listen, he's one of the most exciting players I watched growing up, that's for sure. And I honestly, Sad, you kind of hinted at it. There's a reason he doesn't get talked enough. But, I don't want to turn it into one of those discussions. But, the obvious reason as to why he's not brought up well enough in terms of one of the greatest.
Well, let me say this, though, Andy, and not, like I said, I appreciate you not necessarily wanting to go there because we don't necessarily like that cheap discussion. Guys around here will make that known, and Andy just did it there. Here's the thing, though, Andy, but in his case, I don't know that I would sell it that way. I wouldn't say he's not getting it maybe because of, you would think that because of, they would be more intent on making sure we didn't forget it, making sure maybe to the extent that they over-categorize him or value him. I always thought that would be more of a problem. I'm very betwixt on how it can be that, like you said, Andy, as much as you can throw that up if you want to look at it, but no, I think the foremost authorities still, when you start talking about a lot of the judgment, it could be an even cut with respect to who gets to say who the baddest men ever were. I don't know that that's really a certain side thing, because what I'm getting at here is even if you are a man of color, you're still, all real people acknowledge, Larry Bird, that's the bad white boy right there. And if we don't like it, that's what will be said. This is the way you will hear it in anywhere else, where again, that's just the honest situation. If in fact we as people of color have often been, if we're going to argue somehow that the gifts associated genetically that caused Jimmy the Greek and all the rest of this stuff, when the man just told you, no, if you look at it, it's a tendency of certain types of folks to be running faster and jumping higher in a lot of situations. Now we are in a day and age where it's kind of not mattering much anymore, but let us not run around here and contend like that was not part of the typical commentary, which is, associated to a lot of the factual societal elements that made it up. So with that, Larry Bird was cold by anybody's definition. Black household, James Evan and Florida Evans, Archie Bunker and Edith, Stephen and Elise Keaton, and again, Blanche, Dorothy, and Rose. No, Larry Bird was cold. Are you all understanding that? And we can jump. Andy, what you want to do on the way out of here today, man? You got anything? I appreciate you, brother, being here. We're going to get back at it tomorrow, man. How you want to roll out?
Yeah, no, Christmas Day is no longer belongs to the NBA. I think the NFL is kind of ruined what the NBA used to be for Christmas Day. I'm not surprised by the matchups. I just think that, say what you want, guys, and I'm sure Steve's going to have something to say about this. But it was just wrong for the NBA to start the Cavs and the 76ers out as the first game of the year. Did we really have to do that? I mean, come on now. Like, that to me is just the NBA proving what it does, when it comes to Cleveland. They just don't like Cleveland. They just find any way they can to stick it to Cleveland, and they did it again by having us open with Philadelphia in Philadelphia. There you go.
Go ahead, Steve. I see you grinning. Let's go to break on this. Sam, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Josh hit it. Cleveland fan.
You're right. Give him that. We'll come back. All right. We're going to come back and finish it one final time. It's Black and White Sports on this Talk Back Tuesday, man. Andy says, that boy is wild, man. Him and Steve T in here. We love it. Sit tight. We'll be back.
When sports need a voice that doesn't play games, it's Andre of the Savages on Black and White Sports, 100.7 The Ticket.
Did your landscape not work out as planned? Did those plants die on you? Well, it's not your fault. Those plants should have tried harder. Hello, this is Tara with Dream Green. Dream Green offers monthly garden maintenance, bush trimming, and designs that are neat and tidy. Give us a call for your free estimate, 419-944-3948, or check us out at dreamgreentoledo.com. Dream Green, making your space your favorite place.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Call now, toll free, 800-558-5635.
Upgrading to a smart home? Only Vivint offers a fully integrated smart home system. Every device works together seamlessly. Call Vivint now and get free professional installation, $200 off your initial order, and 0% APR financing for up to 60 months. Plus, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for as little as $1 a day. Upgrade your home to a Vivint smart home. For your free quote, call
800-853-6497. If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. That's why you got to call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid. Pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-370-5435. Maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation. Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now.
800-580-6475.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging.
Viagra, $2 a pill, $99 minimum order. Call 800-925-5313.
There is no
Careful, buddy.
Sorry, Dad.
Accidents can steal life's biggest moments. At K&R, we help you move forward and hold on to what matters most. When you're hurt in a car, you call K&R.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Cleveland fans, quit trying to kick the football when you know Lucy's going to move it. Why would LeBron come back when you've got the Harden factor? You put Mobley and Allen with LeBron, they're just going to get in each other's way. And then the kicker is the coach who said they were down 3-0 in the series. He said, but analytically, we're winning this thing. Do you really think LeBron James is going to sign up for that?
Weekdays from 4 to 6, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
One final time before we get out of here today, a couple of important mentions as we do it. Real quick, thank you very much to my friends at the Bassett Nut Company. Black and White Sports is brought to you by the Bassett Nut Company, formerly Rachel Michaels Gourmet Popcorn. You all are familiar with really either brand insignia, but you can now find our good friends at the Bassett Nut Company at 5380 Monroe Street, next door to the Verizon store. Keep that in mind. Mention us when you guys go in there. Football season snacks all abound, and we told you your wife and the girlfriends love it when you pop up with tasty treats. Also, too, don't forget about Anthony Butler, because we did not ring the bell today, and he is the master barber. He brings you Ring the Bell. You can find him at 1248 West Sylvania. Give him a call today, 419-407-0880. There's a 5-star Google rating attached to that. So check in with him and find out what the master barber actually does, okay? Maybe you'll find out the barber chair you've been in might not be right. You'll now know. Call him today. All right, also, too, Powell's Beauty Supply, 901 Nebraska. We like it around here when we say local business, and certainly small business turned big business. And the Powells have been able to do that because they've been around for over 30 years, everyone. 901 Nebraska Avenue is where you can find them for your beauty supply needs. Regardless of your ethnicity, just like we said, regardless of your ethnicity, you know Larry Bird is cold. I promise you, if you go into Powell's, Mr. Powell going to tell you there, Larry Bird, he's cold. He will say that. That's why you want to go ahead and you want to spend your money there. Consigned Home Interiors, another place where they would say Larry Bird is cold. And I know Tony isn't necessarily a big sports enthusiast like that, all right, for many reasons. But trust and believe, he knows that. 6925 West Central, you can check with him and ask him if I'm lying. But I would not lie to you when I tell you that, Josh, as the takeoff of the jet swoosh engine, yep, ready to escape people without breaking the bank. Oh, yeah, fly for less with the lowest fares of the season. Whether it's a quick weekend getaway or a long overdue vacation, we connect you with top destinations for a fraction of the price. Don't let high costs ground your travel plans. Book your next adventure today with low-cost air and Black and White Sports. 800-558-5635. And my good friends at Vivint Security. Most of you out here talking about doggone Ring and doing that. That's fine, but that's just more of a do-it-yourself thing. No disrespect to them, but if you really want a better for premium, professionally installed smart home automation with active AI deterrence, Vivint Security is your move. 853-649-7800. 853-649-7800. And Josh, I know it's all about making sure you keep your circulation right.
It's an ongoing struggle.
Absolutely. So let me recommend you get your blood flowing again without ever leaving that chair that you sit in, Mr. Burnham, with the ellipse. All right? Call my friends at the Reclaim Your Mobility and Step Toward a Better Health headquarters, right? Call them today. 800-580-6475. All right, let's get ready to get out of here today. Steve T is the last man standing, of course, like he typically does it on a Tuesday. Okay, shout out to Andy Sanzada and John Ski popping in here and doing work today. Let me ask you guys this on the way out, Steve, Josh, and everybody else. And shout out to, man, caller, my man Casper hit me up today, man. Appreciate that also every time. Steve, I don't listen, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm a very strong proponent of being, serious with regard to all considerations involving our mental health and things. I've always been transparent on the show, what have you, and a lot of times, to a fault when I didn't want to reveal, and you ask the average person around here, I'm sure they're gonna say, yeah, that doggone Sav, he's got mental issues. We know this. Okay, but with that said, and on a very serious note, a lot of people do, and a lot of people struggle, and a lot of people aren't necessarily able to speak about it out loud. Well, why am I bringing this up and changing the tenor? And it sounds a little serious. Well, I don't know if those level of extremes kind of warrant this as a backdrop, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Burnham. And maybe you guys will have a different opinion, and maybe you all will before we get out of here. 877-909-1007. But our man Ed Helmore brings us this story here. Let's see, University of Michigan, and they are set to switch to a pass-fail grade system. Steve, Josh, for the first semester students, and the school is saying it is pivoting away from letter grading to, here we have it, curb the mental health crisis among college students. So it's like, okay, so now I'm kind of wondering, and when we say this, and let me read the story first, 'cause I'm getting too far into the opinions, because it's just, it's a little bit alarming when I'm wondering sometimes if we might be overdoing certain themes when we get the opportunity to apply them. And University of Michigan and all universities and workplaces everywhere and all kind of stuff, and small children and in elementary schools and nursery, all of the things that, again, as we grow and we evolve and we are human beings in that existence, yes, we're suffering from traumas. There's PTSD, there's all these things. But we've been getting degrees. People have been working at jobs. People have been able to avoid, again, the excessive rate of taking one's own life and all these things. Now, again, that's not to discount any of this, and certainly not to sugarcoat or dismiss in any way the seriousness of what I'm saying. But when we start doing this, are we starting to curb things in a way where we're just starting to put a curve on life, as the University of Michigan will pivot to a pass-fail system, grading system instead of letter grades, again, to curb the mental health crisis? The school said it in a notice on Tuesday that its goal was to help first-year students acclimate to the demands of college and allow intrinsic motivations to guide personally meaningful academic journeys and foster a culture of connection and collaboration rather than competition. Like, what are we talking? And when weren't we doing that? We were always doing that anyway. That was happening. And when are we getting back to, we keep talking about this, people. Now, I don't know if you guys are noticing this. Rather than competition, we keep trying to talk down that element. What were we just saying? Josh, Steve, we just talking about the damn NBA. Are we out here to compete, or what we doing? Knock him on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If need be, you're not winning today, though. If it involves me allowing that, I'm going to do everything possible. You can't win today. That's why we're out here. We're not doing that. We can't wait to go shake hands and get a picture. Just that. That's one way to address it, Steve. But when we start talking about this, now the college, I thought that was the whole challenge. It levels up. After high school, you got to go get busy, and you hope you can survive, right? So now just change it. Just go to the PF.
And, the hardest thing for society to do is to change. I remember a few years ago, we were talking about the NCAA playoffs was a bad thing, but look at it now. And when you're looking at what Michigan is doing, on first glance, you would be like, you want to snatch and be like, man, how can you do that? But really, in reality, that's what the United States government has been doing since its inception. Either you do it or you don't.
Okay.
So I understand that. Like, so who gives a damn if you get a 64, but can you do it? That's the question. Either you can or you can't. 85% of him can. Can he do it? That's what I need to know.
It's flat out. I see what you're saying. You said it's flat out. Yes or no? So really, watch this, Josh, Steve. Actually, it's no gray. It's black and white. That's what he's saying, Josh.
That's what it is. Exactly.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it there. I'm right there.
All I have to say is this: like, as someone who's been through school, I never liked the letter grades, because it's like I always dread, like, if I didn't study well for an exam or something like that, I'm afraid I might get a D or F or something like that. But in hindsight, it helped me motivate myself to be a better student once I got on a term paper or an assignment like a D- or F or something like that.
Right.
It motivated me do a little better? Like, how can I not get those letter grades and work for like a B or an A, that sort of thing. I mean, you have to have something to like.
Need to bake all the mental health of everybody because kids are still, some people are motivated by like what Josh said, and some other people want it flat out, whatever.
Yeah, because in the military, which I was there at 18. It was either go
and thank you
or
for
no
yourself.
go.
Right.
Either go or no go. It's as simple as that. It wasn't no, you got to see. No, you did it. You move on, and that's how it went.
No, absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, the possession of the degree, the obtaining of it is still it's a very black and white thing. You either have one or you don't. They don't get into a lot of you had a 2.3 in the process and you were magna cum laude. It's nice when they check it and look at it like, oh, well, that's nice. He or she was that too. But did they graduate or not? That's all we really are kind of caring about. Did you get it done or not? So I get the inception. I see where, but I get a little skittish when you chalk it up and you lay it down to us as this is what is constituting us going to this and making this direction. Now, like you said, Steve, you just want to flat out spell it out and say maybe we just need to do this and maybe we get a better student out of it because of the urgency that is just in your face. Then okay, but don't tell us that Mr. Smith or young kid is going to wig out completely and unravel to the level of what you're trying to suggest about the health of a person with regard to their mind. I don't something about the association there and the way they rolled that. I didn't dig because I think both of you guys, both things are true. Josh says some of us need that. I want to shoot for something. I need to level up. I'm here. I got 2 more rungs I can climb. Some other people, just tell me, did I get it done or not? You know what I'm saying? Did I make it? Did I meet the marker that you gave us to ascend to? Then reward me as such. So I guess, in a world that is all over the place, all things can be true. So I appreciate everybody for rolling with me today and every day as we do this 4 to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. It is called Black and White Sports. It is the fastest $1.20 in sports. It moved quick today. It was a Talkback Tuesday, all right? For Andy Sanzata, for Steve Taylor, he is the real sports guy. John Nowajeski, the quarterback. Josh Burnham, head technical pool by. I am Andre of the Savages, all right? And we appreciate it if you come back tomorrow. We'll see if we can get better at this thing. Josh, I think tomorrow's the day. I don't want to put it out. I'm afraid. As soon as I say something, it's janky, but expect me on the road, Josh. I'm popping up. What we wanted to do, what we were saying, we getting ready to get to it.
Yeah, you feel it in your bones. You have this feeling
it's
that the boogeyman and the black cloud of bad luck is passed along, and
we got to get to it. We got to decide. We either getting it in or we not, Steve. You already know the weekend is serious right now. And really, as much as people have been clowning, and even we have talked about it, I'm going to celebrate a master marketing move from a certain incredible young lady, man, that I'm seeing as we think it's a clown show. It's really not. The circus is on us because the tent is up, and I bet you that boy is full. When that boy is full, that's where the comedy comes in. But, yeah, we get close to the weekend, and so we're going to get on close back to the South, we believe. So we'll get at you tomorrow. Be on site, you know what I mean, and be prepared. Anything can happen with the locale, all right? So we appreciate you guys. Be kind. Be respectful. Be nice. Never cheat on your wife. And by all means, handle your business as these boys did today.
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This